Blessed be to all of my soul family and allies out there. I hope you were all doing very well. I just got done writing down everything I'm going to be talking about with the monthly astrology forecasts that I will be recording here very soon for you. But after I got done and after I was going about my day, I felt like I needed to open up a discussion about what old school tarot and old school astrology is for me, as well as also just give some advice for those of you who are watching my channel and watching my forecasts. Even if you're never going to get a personal reading from me, which again, I am a reader who does personal readings. I know there are lots of YouTubers and social media, astrologers and tarot readers out there that don't do personal readings. I do personal readings. But even if you don't get a personal reading from me, I'd like to talk a little bit about how you should be engaging this material as intended to get the most out of it. And the reason I felt called to do that is because I've been thinking a lot about, my time here on YouTube. For those of you who have been following me for a while, I've been on YouTube reading since 2013, what it is for and how it does work and how you could get the most out of it when you are watching my stuff. So when I say old school, the reason I say old school is because my style of reading hasn't really changed very much at all. And I do predictive work for the most part. I also do readings, of course, into specific present situations. One of the most important things that you need to remember when you are watching my content is that everything requires interaction for you to be able to profit from what is coming forward in these messages. Just like the weather and the traffic, if we don't leave our house or go out and do anything, they're not really going to be all that relevant to us. And we've come through a period where I was not very relevant at all, right? When everyone was housebound during COVID, predictive readings, especially looking into the near future, hindsight is 2020. I can definitely see where, that might not have necessarily have been very relatable for the vast majority of people, depending on the question anyway, because, well, if you're not going anywhere or doing anything, then, you're not going to engage any of the traffic that's out there. It doesn't matter what the weather is if you're staying inside. But we're not doing that anymore. And we are, again, back in a world that is come back to life. And so, yay, I'm relevant again, but also, if we want to capitalize on these reports and on these predictions, we do need to know how to act. We do need to know how to engage and take advantage of the opportunities that are coming up. When it comes to looking at things like astrology, say for instance, a person has Venus and Mercury in their ninth house, which is all about travel. It's all about expansion, big moves, long distance connections, and all of that. It's a very lofty part of the astrology chart. And say the astrologer, in this case me, says, look, this is going to be speeding up opportunities for travel. It's going to be bringing you new opportunities for travel. You're going to be getting a lot of favor, a lot of gifts, a lot of love, affection, and support thanks to Venus. That means if you're going to actually do anything about that forecast, if you're going to do anything about that prediction, if that's something you want to do or it's something you would like to do something during that period. I just had a conjunction in my ninth house, which then opened up an opportunity for me to, take a trip to New York at the end of the summer, beginning of the autumn, go have some fun out there. I wasn't planning on it, but I did go outside of my normal, very introverted, very solitary routine and, started socializing, engaging, talking, mixing it up with people, and then boom, the opportunity was there. But if you're not going to do those things, if you're not going to meet your fortune, then it's not your fortune. And that's a really important thing to remember when it comes to these things. Even negative messages that might come up, If the tarot says, hey, there could be some drama at work, with a toxic coworker, but hey, you lucked out because you're on vacation that week, then it might be something that comes up from a distance. You might hear about something through the grapevine, but at least it's not your conflict to have, hopefully. Sometimes, the tarot is talking about something that is much bigger than that, and so you might end up in a situation where it's like, okay, you do kind of have to deal with it, but it's not as bad as it could have been as if you were there. But you still would not be engaging that fortune. You still would not be engaging that situation as directly because you're not there. Sometimes that happens with tarot and astrology, right? Say for instance, there's a new moon in my 4th house and I'm not really looking to move. Okay, I might make some other change in my home environment if I want to. But if I don't want to and I don't feel like it, then I probably won't. Sometimes things with the astrology are externally motivated, some things are internally capitalized on. And it's important to make sure that if you do like something, or you do want something, or something sounds good, or whatever, that you are prepared to also meet it, because tarot and astrology don't kind of just kick your door in and drag you through things. Say, for instance, you want to get a project off the ground and you've got Mercury in your 3rd house, and that's all about, getting connected, right? That's the house of communications. That can be the house of collaborations. It's the part that rules your network as well. You really want to be getting engaged, because the conversations and the engagements that you do have during that time are going to be so much more impactful and far-reaching than if you were to do it at any other time. That's a good way to go about capitalizing on astrology. Or say in tarot, you're looking for love, and the tarot says, hey, there's an opportunity for you to meet somebody this week, but you're not bothering to actually put yourself out there. You got to take responsibility for your choice to not go put yourself out there, or take responsibility for your success if you do put yourself out there. It goes all way. You have to, again, meet your fortune. And that's how old school astrology and old school tarot works. Now, I know that there's a lot of different styles out there. I personally do not believe in reading what a person is going to feel or think or do. I will never tell you what you are going to think, or what you are going to be doing, or what you are going to feel. I don't think that that is a very healthy relationship to develop with the cards or a reader. I think it's very important that you remember that you have free will, so that if you don't want to engage with something, or you do want to protect yourself against something, or you do want to block or mitigate something, you realize that you have the power to do that, right? You don't want to be stuck in a place where it's sort of like, all right, well, salvation consciousness, the astrology of the tarot is either going to save me or kill me. You definitely don't want to be that person. That is not the person to be. That is not the way to do the reading. But there is an opportunity in knowing what comes, so that you can make better choices about what you're going to do. And that's how I really want people to engage with my work, whether it is a general forecast for XYZ of a certain sign or their ascendant, or looking at a personal reading with me, where we can get way more specific, where we can talk way more in depth about what's going on with you, or with a certain situation, or something that you want to see happen, or something that you're trying to solve, or something that you're trying to deal with. It's still very much all about personal accountability. Just like real spiritual practitioners who read and read for themselves, none of us, if we're legit, are looking at the cards and looking at the astrology and going, okay, I can't wait for you to do this for me. Nobody's doing that. Sometimes there are things that come up where, yeah, a person may present something or offer something, but we still have the choice of saying yes or no. We still have the choice of following up. We still have the choice of engagement. And the more you engage, the more you'll get pulled into the fortune that you like. And that's the most important thing you can remember about astrology and tarot. So that is just a bit of a PSA, I guess, I wanted to leave you all with here. I hope you are all doing very well out there, and I hope this helps you to understand a little bit more about me and, the way that I read. I'll come back with some more videos here that are just a little bit more off the cuff. I think I want to get into the habit of doing that on this channel as well. If you have any questions, please leave them in the down bar below. I do like to receive questions, because that might inspire me to make more videos after all. And if you ever do want to get a personal reading with me, you can just go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Take care.